Welcome back to The Right Gun. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Help me grow this channel and the community. Well, this is my long format video about my SIG p320 X5 Legion exploding. I've received word back from SIG Saawer, and I've received word back from Freedom Munitions, and I am able to say that we have resolved the issue, and I can do a video about it. I feel comfortable with the results, and now I'm going to walk you through what happened from receiving my p320 X5 Legion, shooting it, having it explode in my hand, and then dealing with SIG Saawer and Freedom Munitions. So we're not going to waste any time here. We're going to get straight into it. So this is the video you may have seen if you've watched my channel before, but you're going to see me at 88 Tactical, and I do have to say the guys at 88 Tactical, when this happened, awesome, great job, very responsive, very professional. So 88 Tactical in the Omaha area, I'm going to put a link down below. These guys are awesome. So you're going to see me get ready here. On the 8th shot, you're going to see this explode in my hand. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, as you can imagine, pretty shocking when that happens to you. First thing you know, you're looking down, the sights, you're concentrating on the target, you pull the trigger, and then all of a sudden, you have an explosion, but it's not the explosion you expect. It startled me a lot. Army vet, so not new, and and shoot a lot of my channel here. So not new to loud explosions, but when you have something explode in your hand, that was a pretty traumatic event. So waved at the camera. The guys at 88 saw that something had happened, waved at the camera, let them know I was okay, and the range safeties came in. I was the only one in the range, so they didn't need to call ceasefire. We picked up the gun pieces and just tried to ascertain what happened. They pulled me off the range. They said, "I think you're done shooting for this evening." I said, "Yeah, I agree. Let's just pack this up, and I'm going to go home." And then over the next couple of days, I was in contact with their senior range safety person, who, again, excellent and professional. So after that happened, you can see here again in slow motion. So we're going to blow this up so you can see this. You can see, obviously several of the parts come off. The slide comes straight back at me, and you can see kind of the aftermath here. Here's a few parts that I picked up. You can see the FCU still in the slide, and that is lodged in the slide there. I could not, and the range officers and I could not dislodge the FCU from the slide. If you know anything about SIG P320s, the FCU is the portion that is supposed to come out. It is modular. You can switch between frames and slides, but that FCU was stuck in there. So the round had expended in there, but it had lodged in the breech such that we could see it. We could see the back of the casing had blown off, but it was just out of battery enough that the guide rod and spring assembly and the shell casing, the FCU and the slide, were all acting in resistance to each other. So it was like the FCU was welded in there. We could not dislodge them. You can see the frame there. Both sides of the frame blew out. According to SIG, that's what's supposed to happen. So you may just lose a finger, not your whole hand. If that happens, don't know about that. I still have all of mine, so small miracles. And you can see that the magazine with rounds in it were still in the magazine well. So at this point, the gun exploded. This is all we know. Catastrophic failure of some sort. Don't know what happened. So I go home that night, and just happy to have all of my fingers and my eyesight. By the way, that is why you wear safety glasses at the range. So I could feel the shrapnel hitting my face, forehead, and glasses. So yeah, always wear safety glasses when shooting. Okay, so we're coming to the last part of the video. This is very important, but I do want to stress a couple things. I don't have any cool pictures to show you, because we're going to talk about, the next day I called Freedom Munitions and I called Saaur, explained what happened, so I don't have any cool pictures of that. At the end of the video, I do want to say I will be adding some range footage of the Saturday before when I was running it. Ran flawlessly, Federal 115 grain, store-bought new. So I'll add some of that, and then I will also add some raw video footage of me trying to dislodge the FCU from the slide. That's about 7 or 8 minutes long. I don't want to put it in here because it was kind of distracting, but it'll be at the end of the video. So the next day I call SIG, tell them what happens. They said, "Oh my goodness, are you okay? Please send us your firearms." So they sent me a federal shipping label, FedEx, I believe, and I shipped it off to them. I packed up everything, hard case, cable lock, stickers, all that. I just sent everything back to them because I figured, the gun wasn't going to be coming back to me. I just knew that. I also called Freedom Munitions, told them what happened. They sent me a very detailed checklist asking me to kind of recount everything that happened, everything from where I was, what I was shooting, lot number of the ammo that I was shooting, the gun, and kind of what happened. So we'll deal with SIG first. SIG got the gun, and it was about 2 weeks after they received it. The customer service rep called me up. He's a nice guy. He was one I was dealing with this whole time, so he kind of had he was the case manager, if you will. And he said, we determined that it was faulty ammunition. It was a hot load or an overpressurized load that shouldn't have been in there. No fault of SIG. You have a couple of choices. If you send us $1,000, you can buy another gun, or we can destroy the gun for you. And I said, well, this is serialized. I had to go through a background check for that. Why don't you send it back to me? They're like, well, we wouldn't recommend that. We'll make you sign some waivers saying you understand that the gun is unsafe. I said, no, thank you. I don't want to buy a new one. I will contact Freedom Munitions and I will try to get reconciliation from them. Now, this is the part where SIG did annoy me a little bit. I won't lie. I was kind of taken aback at their response. So the first thing that annoyed me was the fact that they didn't even offer to send my gun back to me, even though obviously damaged, demolished in pieces, never to be fired again. But that kind of annoyed me. They just said you can buy a new one, or we can destroy it for you. So I had to ask about the getting it sent back, or some other issues. The second thing that seemed to kind of annoy them that I asked them, which then in turn annoyed me, was I asked them for an armorer's or engineering report stating that it was ammunition related, and the service rep kind of seemed surprised that I wanted that. And I said, well, hey, listen, I'm going to Freedom Munitions.